Graham Trusler from Digby Wells Environmental, and we like supporting the Indaba just to meet our clients, get around and speak to people, see what projects are happening. And it is always fun to be in Cape Town, and hopefully we can generate some business. We also combine this with a bit of education on environmental and social issues, and we've just had a very successful sustainability breakfast. A lot of mining companies discussing how they're dealing with environmental issues throughout Africa.
So, and mine closure seems to be the big buzzword this morning. How should companies really be gearing up for mine closures before it's too late?
Well, the mine closure traditionally has been a real discussion on what do you do with the pit and the shafts and the tailings dams. So it's so much more than that, and social issues are now dominating. And the mining companies should be gearing up with talking to their communities, who's around them, what should the area look like after closure. Sometimes there shouldn't be development projects, sometimes there should be near the mine, but I think dialogue and planning is what's needed.
And how best to get that key balance between profitability and looking after Mother Nature for long-term sustainability?
Well, we don't see it as mutually exclusive. If you don't look after Mother Nature, you're not going to have a sustainable industry, you're not going to get community or government support. So it's part of the normal business is to ensure that there's a balance between the benefits going to shareholders, to the local community and to the government, who should be providing an enabling framework so that you could do your business.
And you talk about government support. What sort of relationship do you have with government, and how best to foster sort of tangible relationships?
Well, I think dialogue is obviously one. Also the money goes where the government support the mining projects. So we've seen that tremendous influence on the projects we work in jurisdictions where people are trying to encourage development, encourage mining companies to come in. The money does flow there. If people are making it difficult to invest or don't want investors, the money won't go there.
And the need for the need and the key of proper planning, proper cartography. What sort of new technology has really aided in this regard?
Well, we obviously electronic communications has helped. A lot of places we go now has cell phone coverage, which they never had before. So communities have much more access to information. We're using a lot more GIS ways of doing things, covering large areas, mapping. And we're also trying to combine with what the companies are doing on the exploration front, with what we're doing on a social or environmental front. So you just fly the area once, map it properly, and use the geology to do your mine planning properly.
And the key growth areas you can envision in the next 5 years. Congo seems to be a big buzzword, a lot going on there.
I think the Congo is going to do very well. I also think as the Ebola crisis gets sorted out, a lot of the West African growth is going to happen. Liberia is going to carry on with a growth trajectory. Guinea, hopefully with political stability and certainty, will be a good place to invest in. Those poor countries have been hit strongly with Ebola. But the Congo is working well. I think Angola has huge potential, but difficult to do business.
And when you're going in there to do business, what are the keys to sort of making friendly relationships with the locals to make the process go streamlined?
Well, the first thing is to realize that you're a guest in their country, and we go in not knowing it all, but we try and forge local partnerships, get local employees, speak to local communities. So we cannot come in as a foreign company to work there. We've got to do it in collaboration with local consultancies, local communities.
And there's a lot of talk about mechanisation. Do you think in the next 10 to 20 years' time there'll be a lot more operator driven and less rank and file?
Definitely. I think the rise of unionism and increasing wages has been good in some respects. The others, there have been a lot of job losses. So I think people will be more highly trained in the mines. But the benefits then for the communities will have to come from secondary businesses, spin-off businesses.
And as we look forward to 2015, what do you think the big talking points are going to be as we go forward and opportunities?
I think 2015 is going to be focused on commodity prices. I think the low prices are going to get reflected in some projects being pulled in areas. I think uranium is low, iron ore is low, so those projects will battle to continue. I think gold price is still good, and the decreasing oil price is going to decrease energy costs, so a lot of projects which are energy intensive might now go ahead.
And platinum, are we going to see a stabilisation there?
I think people in the platinum industry are going to work together a lot more, be it South Africa or Zimbabwe. I think there's a realization that it's got to be a group solving the problem, not individual companies.